Hi, I'm Alana. Welcome to another video. In today's video, we're doing a get ready with me for church. So, you will be pleased to hear that I got my voice back, which is a relief. And so today, the first thing that I want to do is recommend you a book. This is one of the greatest books. So, this book that I read this week is called I Feel Bad About My Neck by Nora Ephron. So Nora Ephron is probably my favorite author, at least at the moment. She also wrote When Harry Met Sally, and she writes a lot of this one's a memoir, and one of her other books is a thinly veiled memoir, like a work of fiction, but it's really a thinly veiled memoir. And Nora Ephron is literally the most relatable woman in modern literary history. So she's so funny and she's so likable, and she writes so brilliantly. So in this book she talks about how when you're in your 40s you will miss the things that you hated about your body in your 30s, and when you're in your 50s you'll miss things that you hated about your body in your 40s. So you should always be grateful for your body exactly as it is. She says that when you are 26, you should wear a swimsuit for the whole year, and that she regrets not doing so. She said that if you're 26 now, you should wear a swimsuit until you're 34. And she talks about living in New York and her experience working at the White House. And she talks about purses and how why do we have to spend $10,000 on a purse? And yeah, she's just the best author ever, and I love all of her books. So it's always delightful to find a new one that I haven't read yet. So this is I Feel Bad About My Neck by Nora Ephron. And then the next thing that I wanted to touch on was some people may have noticed that 50 Cent has been posting to Instagram about the P Diddy trial. So 50 Cent, he's been posting things kind of provocative things, because apparently P Diddy wants to kill 50 Cent. And so 50 Cent, he posted the other day this AI photo of him looking really scared, and said some provocative caption oh no, P Diddy wants to kill me. And really, really funny. Everybody loves it. And if you're not totally aware why he might be doing this, the reason why 50 Cent is not afraid of P Diddy's threats is because 50 Cent was shot 9 times and survived in a drive-by shooting. And then he actually went on to co-write a book with the historian Robert Greene. So Robert Greene is the same guy who wrote The 48 Laws of Power and The Art of Seduction. So Robert Greene and 50 Cent, a number of years ago, got together and they wrote a book called The 50th Law. And I read this book. It's so good. And so in it, it's about how this experience of getting shot 9 times but living has given 50 Cent this incredible fearlessness in the face of death. And so this gives him a lot of power and strength. And so that is why 50 Cent is not threatened by P Diddy's threats. So I found that really interesting. And I also wanted to touch on a recent podcast interview that I listened to on the Lex Fridman podcast. I am back on the Lex Fridman podcast at the moment. So I listened to an interview the other night with a man called Pieter Levels, who is a computer programmer. And he is really inspirational. He's really interesting and really inspirational. And he looks a bit like a hammerhead shark. His words, not mine. But a handsome hammerhead shark. And so he is a computer programmer, and he talks about how he embarked on this journey to create 12 startups in 12 months, and he did it. And so he talks about like the process of doing that, and then some of the startups that he created in that time made like tens of thousands of dollars. And so that was really interesting listening to him talk about coding. I'm not like exactly a computer programmer, but I have done computer programming before, and I love it. Like, I find it so exciting and fascinating, and so I love listening to all of that kind of stuff about like computer programming, coding and stuff like that. And one of his startups is a website called Hood Maps, and on Hood Maps it's basically like rated by, so it's a map of the world, and then people can go in and rate what their hood, what their city is like. So you can rate it based on like, there are several different colors. Like I think green is rich, for a rich area, and then red is dangerous, and then handsome, stop. And then however many people vote for, if the most people vote for rich, then that area goes green and shows up green on the map, and that's a rich area. And then if the most people vote for dangerous, then that area shows up as red, I think. So that's a dangerous area. And like you can see all of also like words on the map, like people can write words. So you can look at like the map of Melbourne, and it's like hipsters in Brunswick, and then like dead people over the cemetery, and like then you can look at the map of London, and it's like Arabs driving 120 miles down a 100-mile street, and there's a lot of zones in London also, like knife crime, like trendies getting stabbed, and like yeah, it's a really funny and helpful and insightful website, hoodmaps.com. I definitely recommend that you check it out. And like anyone can write on there, so, and anyone can vote, and so it makes it actually really quite like representative of what kind of an area it is that you're looking at. And that was my favorite startup of all of the startups that Pieter Levels started in his 12 startups in 12 months journey. And so thank you for getting ready with me for church today. You're beautiful, you're perfect, I love you, God bless you. If you're new, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.